You keep asking why you're not enough, why they chose someone else, why your love feels like begging and your presence feels like an inconvenience. But here's what nobody tells you. Your self-esteem isn't broken because you're defective. It's broken because you've been measuring your worth through other people's choices. Every morning you wake up and immediately check your phone, looking for proof that you matter, searching for evidence that someone, anyone, remembers you exist. And when that validation doesn't come, when your self-esteem plummets again, you tell yourself the same lie. I'm just not worth loving. Stop. Right there. If this feels like I'm reading your mind, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what validation you're still chasing. I read every single comment, and your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Listen to me carefully. That emptiness you feel when someone doesn't text back, when they choose someone else, when they leave without explanation, that's not proof you're worthless. That's proof you've been outsourcing your value to people who were never qualified to determine it. Your self-esteem has been held hostage by people who don't even know their own worth. You've been asking emotionally bankrupt individuals to assess your value. It's like asking a colorblind person to judge a painting. You think self-esteem means feeling good about yourself. Wrong. Self-esteem means knowing your worth exists independent of external validation. Carl Rogers called this unconditional positive regard, the ability to see yourself as inherently valuable, not because of what you do or who chooses you, but because you exist. But society taught you the opposite. It taught you that your worth is earned, not inherent, that love is conditional, not freely given, that you must prove your value instead of simply owning it. Here's where it gets brutal. You can't see your worth because you've been trained not to. Every time someone rejected you, every time love felt conditional, every time you had to perform to be accepted, your nervous system learned that your value depends on approval. Your childhood programmed you to believe that love equals performance, that acceptance equals perfection, that your worth fluctuates like stock prices based on other people's moods and choices. John Bowlby's attachment theory shows us that our earliest relationships become the template for how we see ourselves. If your caregivers made love feel conditional, if they withdrew affection when you didn't meet their expectations, your brain learned a devastating lesson. I am only valuable when I am useful. So when someone doesn't choose you now, it activates that old wound. The one that says you're only lovable when you're convenient, only worthy when you're perfect, only valuable when someone else decides you are. Your self-esteem crashes because that abandoned child inside you wakes up screaming, "See? I told you we weren't enough. I told you they'd leave once they saw the real us." But here's what your wounded inner child doesn't understand yet. Their rejection isn't your report card. Their inability to see your worth isn't evidence that you lack it. Alfred Adler taught us that feelings of inferiority come from comparing ourselves to others, not from actual inadequacy. You've been living in a house where your worth is determined by guests who might not even show up. But your value isn't a democracy. Other people don't get to vote on whether you matter. That person who left you, they didn't take your worth with them. They revealed that they couldn't recognize it. That friend who makes you feel small, they're not exposing your inadequacy, they're projecting their own. Your boss who doesn't appreciate you, your ex who called you too much, your family who makes you feel invisible. None of them are qualified judges of your character. They're just people carrying their own wounds, their own limitations, their own inability to see clearly. Real self-esteem isn't about convincing yourself you're amazing. It's about recognizing that your worth doesn't fluctuate based on circumstances. Nathaniel Branden called this the practice of living consciously, seeing yourself clearly, not through the distorted lens of other people's opinions or your own self-criticism. Your worth is not negotiable. It's not up for debate. It's not dependent on consensus or approval or performance. It simply is. You want to know why you can't see your worth? Because you're looking for it in the wrong places. You're searching for validation in people who are dealing with their own wounds. You're seeking approval from sources that are fundamentally unreliable. You're asking hurt people to heal you, broken people to complete you, lost people to guide you. And when they can't deliver what they don't possess, you conclude that you're the problem. Your worth isn't hiding, it's not lost, it's not damaged. It's exactly where it's always been, inside you, waiting for you to stop asking everyone else for permission to claim it. The mirror doesn't lie, but the voice in your head does. That voice that tells you you're not enough. It's not yours. It belongs to everyone who ever made you feel small, everyone who ever withdrew love as punishment, everyone who ever made you believe that your value was conditional. Your real voice, the one buried beneath years of conditioning, knows the truth. It knows you are inherently valuable. It knows your worth is not determined by who stays or goes, who chooses you or rejects you, who sees you or overlooks you. The person who truly loves you won't make you guess. They won't make you chase. They won't make you small to feel big themselves. But first you have to become that person for yourself. Stop measuring your value by who stays and who goes. Stop calculating your worth by who texts back and who doesn't. Stop letting other people's emotional unavailability convince you that you're unlovable. Your worth is not determined by consensus. It's determined by truth. And the truth is this: you matter because you exist, not because someone else decides you do. That rejection that's been haunting you, it wasn't a verdict on your value, it was information about compatibility. That person who couldn't see your worth, they weren't the judge of your character. They were simply someone whose vision was limited. When someone can't appreciate you, that's data about them, not you. When someone chooses someone else, that's information about their preferences, not your inadequacy. You're not too much for the right person. You're not enough for someone who truly sees you. You are exactly as you should be, for someone who is emotionally mature enough to recognize authentic worth when they encounter it. Your self-esteem will return when you stop asking the world to validate what you already are, when you stop seeking confirmation of your worth from people who are still questioning their own. When you remember that love is not something you earn, it's something you accept from those wise enough to offer it freely. Stop waiting for permission to value yourself. Stop looking for external evidence of your internal worth. Stop making other people's opinions more important than your own relationship with yourself. Your worth exists in the quiet moments when no one is watching, in the kindness you show when no one will know, in the integrity you maintain when it costs you something, in the love you give even when it's not returned. You've been enough this whole time. The only thing that needs to change is your willingness to believe it. Your self-esteem isn't broken. It's just been looking in the wrong direction. Turn inward. Your worth has been waiting there all along. You've been running from yourself, thinking the answer was in someone else's acceptance. But every time you sought validation outside, you abandoned yourself a little more. Every time you changed who you were to be chosen, you told yourself that the real you wasn't worth choosing. That's the real tragedy of low self-esteem. Not that others don't see your worth, but that you've become a stranger to yourself. You've performed so long for approval that you've forgotten who you are when no one is watching. Your worth doesn't need improvement. It needs recognition. It doesn't need validation. It needs acknowledgement. It doesn't need proof. It needs acceptance. The people who matter will see you. The ones who don't see you were never your people anyway. And the sooner you understand this, the sooner you'll stop giving your power away to people who were never worthy of holding it. Your self-esteem isn't broken. Your measurement system is. You've been using the wrong metrics, asking the wrong questions, seeking approval from the wrong sources. The right question isn't, am I worthy of love? And it's, am I willing to love myself the way I deserve to be loved? The right question isn't, why don't they choose me? It's, why am I not choosing myself? The right question isn't, what's wrong with me? It's, what's wrong with a world that taught me to question my inherent value? Stop asking why you're not enough. Start asking why you ever believed you weren't. Stop seeking external validation. Start giving yourself the love you've been desperately trying to find elsewhere. Your worth is not an opinion, it's a fact. And facts don't need validation to be true.